In the year 2478, Earth was the laughingstock of the galaxy. Every alien race knew. Earth not because it was strong or powerful, because it was weak, poor, strange. Humans were called dirt creatures by the rich empires. On galactic news channels, comedians made fun of Earth. They showed pictures of cows, old cities, and humans wearing strange clothes. Earth is a rock with noise, said one alien talk show host. They still use water to clean themselves. The audience laughed. The galaxy had many powerful civilizations. The Varnic Empire controlled 300 planets. Qual Alliance had ships faster than light. The insect-like Thurn built weapons that could destroy moons. All of them ignored Earth. They never invited humans to the Great Council. They believed humans were too backward to be a part of the future. But Earth did not argue. It stayed quiet. It watched. It smiled. On the planet Zarnik 7. A young alien journalist named Krex worked for a gossip news channel called Galaxy Buzz. Krex was bored of covering celebrity aliens and boring politics. One day he saw an old clip of Earth on his screen. A new idea lit up in his mind. "What if I go to Earth?" he said to his editor. "I'll make a funny story. Show how weird and stupid they really are. The galaxy will love it." His editor laughed. Yes, that will go viral. Take a camera drone. Make it funny." Krex left in a small scout ship the next morning. The ship was fast. It could cross 10 light years in a day. Mission was simple. Go to Earth, film something strange, return, and become famous. He never came back. The last message from Krex's ship came near the outer edge of the solar system. His words were confused, his voice shaking. I see something. It's not possible. This thing, it's bigger than a planet. It's cloaked, but I can feel it watching me." Then static, nothing else. No signal, no debris, no trace. At first, Galaxy Buzz thought it was a joke. Maybe Krex wanted attention. Maybe he flew into his sun by mistake. But after 2 days, they reported him missing. The Varnock Empire sent a patrol ship to check. Disappeared too. Now the galaxy stopped laughing. The Qual Alliance sent a stealth probe. It recorded only 1 second of data before vanishing. Now that data was leaked to the black market. It showed something impossible. A massive object, bigger than any known ship, floating silently in the dark. It had no lights, no engines, no markings. Just a giant black shape hiding behind Earth's moon. It was almost invisible, like a shadow eating stars. One frame of the image showed something else. Words. Words written in Old Earth English. "Turn around!" Now the Galaxy Council was afraid. "What is that thing?" asked the Thurn commander. "A ship? A weapon? A planet?" "It must be an ancient machine left behind by another race," said one scientist, but one quiet voice spoke. "What if it belongs to the humans?" Silence. Then laughter. "No, impossible. They don't even have space colonies." Still, the fear remained. More ships were sent. Some from rich empires. Some from bounty hunters. Some from curious travelers. None returned. Earth remained quiet. No leaders gave speeches. No messages were sent. No news came from Earth's surface. The humans simply watched. From time to time, a strange energy pulse came from the shadows near Earth's orbit. Ships that went close simply disappeared. It was like the void swallowed them. Finally, the Galaxy Council made a rule. No one enters Earth's solar system without permission. For the first time in history, Earth had become a no-go zone. People still laughed on the outside, but inside they were afraid. What was Earth hiding? How did a dirt planet erase warships without firing a shot? What had humans built, and why? In a dark room on an alien space station, 2 old spies spoke in whispers. "I told them," said one. "Never trust the quiet ones. Earth has been silent for too long. Do you think the stories are true?" asked the other. "That they built world ships?" The first spy nodded. Not just ships, cities that move, planets that fly, machines that bend time. I saw the files. I saw what they tested 200 years ago, but why hide it? His first spy leaned closer. Because they knew the galaxy would never accept a strong Earth, so they waited and planned. And somewhere in the cold darkness near the moon, a massive ship opened, one red eye, and watched. The galaxy had a problem. A small problem that became very big. It started with one missing journalist, then a patrol ship, then a probe. All gone.
Ow.
No answer. No signal. The galaxy started whispering. They whispered about Earth. The Varnak Empire was angry.
Ow.
Their patrol ship was the best in their fleet. It had 80 crew members. It could destroy asteroids with one shot, yet it vanished near Earth without a trace. This is not an accident, said Commander Taral of Varnak. We must respond. But the Council of Planets said, wait, we don't know what happened. Do not attack Earth. Taral didn't listen. He sent 3 more warships. This time he added fighters and drones. They flew close to Earth, scanning everything. For 1 hour, they found nothing. Then, one drone picked up something strange behind Earth's moon. A heat signal, gigantic. Scan it, Taral shouted. The moment they tried, everything changed. In 1 second, all screens went black. The warships stopped moving. The fighters lost power inside the command ship. The crew screamed as the lights went out. Then they saw something outside. The window. Something moved. Slowly. Silently. It looked like a mountain. No, a planet. No, something in between. A ship, but not like any ship they knew. It had no engines. No weapons. Just smooth black metal that stretched miles long. And then, words appeared in red across the ship's surface. You were warned. The ships disappeared. The Varnak Empire waited for hours. No messages. No escape pods. No remains. Just silence. Now, fear spread. The Qual Alliance, famous for science and technology, tried next. They sent a drone, swarm 1,000 tiny robots, each the size of a bug. These could scan anything, record everything, and move in silence. They flew toward the moon, in perfect formation, then they stopped, all at once, frozen in space. The swarm turned around, and returned. Only now, they weren't sending data. They were sending a message on every drone. Glowing words appeared. Enough. The Qual Alliance called back the drones. All the memory chips were empty, as if the past hour had been deleted. Now, the galaxy was in shock. Earth had never attacked, never sent a message, never declared war. Yet, ships were disappearing. Drones were being controlled. War fleets were being erased. And still humans said nothing. No humans were seen. No answers came. Nothing on the planet Yarnus 3. An alien historian named Vel Turos watched the news reports. He shook his head slowly. They forgot the old records, he whispered. His students looked at him. What records? Vel pulled out an ancient data pad. He tapped the screen. A human face appeared grainy and old. This was from the year 2120, he said. A message from Earth long ago. They told the galaxy they were done talking. Said they would grow in silence. Why? Because the galaxy never listened. They mocked. They laughed. So humans chose another path. Back on Earth, the planet looked normal from space. Green trees. Blue oceans. Cities lit up at night. But the real Earth was no longer there. Unknown to the galaxy, humans had moved underground. Deep below the surface, into bunkers, labs, and hidden command centers, above only tourists and old buildings remained. Below. Something else was growing, something vast, something intelligent, something deadly, in a control room, deep under Antarctica. A human general stood in front of a screen. A red light flashed slowly. World ship Aegis 9 has completed target scan, said the AI voice. Varnak warships neutralized. Casualties? 0. The general nodded. Did they fire first? No. They entered restricted zone. ignored 3 warnings. Then the council will call us monsters. The AI replied, they always have. Meanwhile, in the sky above the moon, that same giant black ship floated in silence. Its surface shifted, changed shape. It was alive but not breathing. It carried no crew, only minds. Billions of digital minds, copied from Earth's best people. Scientists, leaders, warriors, thinkers, all working inside the ship. A ship that could learn, adapt, disappear. A world ship. One of many. The Galaxy Council finally called a secret meeting. Aliens from over 60 planets joined the call. The screen showed a rotating image of Earth. What is Earth hiding? One asked. It a weapon? Asked another. Why are they doing this? No one had answers, but one council member from the Rimworld spoke last. They are not attacking us. They are warning us, testing us, watching. Watching for what? To see if we're ready, the alien said quietly. Or if we're just like before. Before what? The alien looked into the camera. Before the last time humans erased an empire. The galaxy was full of fear now. Nobody joked about Earth anymore. No one flew near it. No one called humans dirt creatures. Because now, everyone wanted to know the truth. What had Earth been hiding all this time? In a secret base deep under the ground in South America, a human historian named Dr. Elias Trent was talking to a group of young cadets. They were training to become commanders of Earth's hidden fleet. Why doesn't the galaxy know our power? One cadet asked Dr. Trent. Smiled. That's the story I'm here to tell. He walked over to a wall. With a wave of his hand, a map appeared. It showed Earth, then zoomed out to the solar system. Then beyond, he began to speak. 200 years ago, said Dr. Trent, the galaxy contacted Earth for the first time. They laughed at us, called us animals, gave us fake trade deals. They stole our ideas, our data, and left. At first, we begged to join them. We wanted peace. We wanted to be part of something greater. Paused. But the galaxy didn't want peace. It wanted to stay on top. It wanted Earth to stay small. In the year 2150, world leaders met in secret. They knew the truth. The galaxy would never accept a strong, equal Earth. So they made a plan, a quiet plan. They called it Project Warden. It had one goal: grow in silence, build in secret, rise when ready.
Dr. Trent continued.
We moved. Science underground, built labs under oceans, factories under ice, cities beneath deserts. We trained children in silence, hid our best minds, created the world's first A is not controlled by the galaxy. And then we built something the galaxy never expected. It tapped the map. It zoomed in on a giant ring-shaped object. Near Neptune? A ship? One cadet asked. Dr. Trent smiled. No, a world. The first world ship was launched in 2219. Its name, Eclipse 1. It looked like a floating city, mixed with a spaceship the size of a moon. Inside were 500,000 people, forests, lakes, farms and computers that could hold the minds of millions. Eclipse 1 had no weapons. First, it was meant for survival. Then came the second generation, Aegis, Titanus, Seraph, and more. These world ships could hide, cloak, warp, create gravity wells, erase energy, and later, they could destroy entire fleets without firing a shot. The galaxy never saw them coming. Back in the secret council room under Earth, General Rahman stared at a screen. The map showed dozens of world ships spread across the galaxy, hiding in plain sight. Why didn't we stop the empires before they hurt others? Asked one officer. Rahman replied, because we weren't ready. And because war would have exposed us. He pointed to a file marked Quasar Recordings, Level 9 Security. The room went quiet. Play it, the general said. The screen flickered. A hidden video played. It was old, fuzzy. From 2167. A meeting between Earth and the Velari Empire. One of the first alien civilizations that contacted humanity, the Velari leader laughed at. Earth's ambassador. You are children. Stay in your little system. Don't speak unless spoken to. Then the video glitched, a loud sound. Static then. Silence. A shadow passed over the stars. Even the Volari stopped laughing. The final image was blurry, but it showed something huge moving in space. Long, dark, and alive. A world ship in its early form. The Volari erased the footage, but Earth did. Not forget, back in the present, alien news channels ran wild. Old footage was being leaked. Shadows in deep space, hidden fleets, ships that vanished for years and came back with new technology. The truth was spreading. Humans had built something stronger than empires, but they didn't conquer. They waited and watched. On the mining world of Thalos Prime, two old alien miners sat by a fire. One said, "I heard Earth can bend space itself." The other replied, "I heard they can hide whole planets." Then a third voice spoke. "I saw one." The two miners turned. Tired, scarred aliens stood nearby. 6 years ago, my fleet chased a pirate ship near Earth. We saw something in the dark, something bigger than a moon. "What did it do?" they asked. "It didn't move, didn't fire, just stared at us. And then we woke up 1 week later on our home planet. Our memories gone. But we still had dreams of it, of the red eye watching us." Dr. Trent's lesson ended. He looked at the cadets. One day he said, "The galaxy will understand." "Understand what?" asked a young girl. "That we didn't want war," he said softly. "But we prepared for it anyway, because peace needs strength." And outside the Earth's orbit, deep in the shadow of space, world ship Titanus turned its massive body. Its eye blinked once, then powered up across the galaxy. Fear was rising. Earth, once the weakest planet, was now the most dangerous mystery. Warships had vanished. Drones had returned with warning messages, and the Galaxy Council had no idea what to do. But one empire didn't care. The Zarkith Dominion was proud and powerful. Its ruler, Emperor Korin, believed in strength. His people had crushed 12 civilizations in the last century. He laughed at the rumors about Earth. Cloaked ships, silent weapons, lies, scare stories told by cowards. His advisors warned him to wait, but Korin wanted blood. He declared war. On Earth, within 48 hours, the Zarkath fleet was ready. 1,000 warships, 400 bombers, 10 dreadnoughts. Each ship armed with the strongest weapons in the quadrant. "We will burn their little planet," Korin said, smiling. "Let them watch as we tear it apart." The fleet jumped into Earth's system. They reached near-Earth space in less than an hour. The planet looked normal. Peaceful, green, blue, silent. "Where is their fleet?" the Zarkith commander asked. "No defense platforms, no ships, no shields."
Ow.
They laughed. "This will be easy." But the moment they got closer, their scanners glitched. Everything turned red, one by one. The ships lost contact with each other. Then they saw it. Above the Earth's moon, something moved. Not fast, not loud, just massive. It came from the darkness. Like a ghost, no engine, no thrusters, just a giant black surface that bent the light around it. A voice echoed across all Zarkith's ships. "Leave. This is your only warning." The fleet opened fire. They launched every weapon they had. Plasma blasts, quantum torpedoes, planet breaker missiles. The sky above Earth turned into fire, but the black ship didn't move. The weapons simply vanished before touching its surface. No sound. No explosions, just gone. The world ship had activated its defense core. A bubble of silent space surrounded it. Inside, nothing could exist. No light, no sound, no matter. Panic spread through the Zarkith fleet. They tried to run, but the stars disappeared. The ships floated in total darkness. The galaxy was gone. Only the world ship remained. Then the red eye opened. It wasn't on the ship. It was the ship inside Zarkoth's command ship. The crew screamed, one by one. Our systems shut down. Engines froze. Weapons melted. Power drained. Then came the voice again. Not loud, not angry, just cold. You chose war. Now you understand. And in less than 10 seconds, the entire fleet disappeared. No fire, no wreckage, just silence. Back on the Zarkef capital planet, Emperor Korin waited. He drank fine wine, watched the sky, smiled. Then a message came through. A simple transmission from Earth. One line. Your war is over. His glass fell from his hand. The Galaxy Council went into full emergency mode. Everyone spoke at once. Earth erased the strongest fleet we had. They didn't fire a single shot.
What are those ships?
Why didn't we stop them before? But no one had answers. One old council member, blind and half mad, stood up and said, I warned you. I saw the signs. The humans were never weak. They were waiting. Then he laughed softly. They never needed weapons. They became the weapon. On Earth, in the command center under the Pacific Ocean, Commander Ava Lynn stood before a large screen. It showed the spot where the Zarketh fleet once floated. Now, nothing. Status? She asked. Threat removed, said the AI world ship Leviathan is returning to shadow mode. She nodded. Do we send a message? No need. The AI replied they got the message. On distant planets, people whispered in the streets. They say Earth controls ships the size of moons. They say they can erase you without touching you. They say they're watching. Fear turned into respect, and respect turned into silence. No more jokes about Earth, no more games, just questions, and a quiet understanding. The war had ended, before it even began. The galaxy had changed forever. The Zarketh Dominion,
As feared by all,
was now silent. Its fleet had vanished near Earth without a single shot fired. People across hundreds of planets asked the same question. What is Earth? Inside the great Council Hall, located on the floating city world of Velkaron. Panic had taken over. This was where the leaders of the galaxy met, a place of power, control, and diplomacy. Now it was filled with fear. Screens across the room showed Earth's solar system. Dozens of alien leaders spoke at once. They erased Zarkoth's fleet in seconds. This is not normal technology. Earth must be punished before it's too late. But no one wanted to send their own fleet next, not after what happened to Zark. High above the council, the leader of the session, Chancellor Rithus, stood and raised a metallic hand. Enough, he said. We will vote on action. The room went quiet. But then, the lights dimmed. The room shook slightly, and something no one expected happened. The doors opened, and humans walked in. 3 figures, dressed in dark gray suits, stepped into the chamber. No guards, no weapons, just calm footsteps. The aliens watched in silence. One leaned toward another and whispered, How did they get inside our security dome? The other replied they shouldn't be able to. Here they were. The lead human stepped forward. She had short silver hair, calm face, and sharp eyes. Her name was Ambassador Kara Stone. She stopped in the center of the room and looked around. Is this how the galaxy treats peace? She asked quietly. No one replied. Chancellor Rithus finally spoke. You come here without invitation. You trespass into council space. And Yukara raised one hand. At that moment, a hologram appeared above her. It showed a live view from orbit, above the council planet. A shadow, huge, moving, a world-dash ship, slowly turning, its red eye glowing in. Silence. A chill went through every leader in the room. This is not a threat, Kara said. This is a reminder. We watched for 300 years, begged for peace. You mocked, you stole, you ignored. And yet, she looked around the room. But when you sent fleets to Earth, we answered, like on insect-like. Leader hissed, You've destroyed thousands, Kara replied calmly. No. We removed weapons pointed at our home. We ended attacks without firing once. Your soldiers are not dead. They are elsewhere. Confused whispers filled the hall. What do you mean? Where are they? Kara turned to the screen again. Another hologram appeared. It showed thousands of Zarketh soldiers, asleep in clear capsules, floating inside a massive chamber. Still alive, still breathing. Peace doesn't mean weakness, Kara said. It means control. Chancellor Ritha swallowed hard. What do you want from us? Kara paused, then spoke clearly. Respect, fair treatment, a seat at this table. The aliens stared. You want to join the council? We already have. She replied, we were just waiting for your eyes to open. One leader growled, and if we say no? Kara smiled. I think you won't. The world ship above the planet began to glow just a little, enough to remind them. Then, she said something that changed the future of the galaxy. We do not want war. We want order. The old empires failed. Now it's humanity's turn. After the meeting, the council chambers were silent for hours. Nobody left their seats. Some were afraid. Others were impressed. But all of them knew the same thing. Earth had arrived across the stars. News spread fast. Humans enter council with silent power. Earth's world ships now patrol 5 sectors. Aliens kneel to the dirt planet. Children heard the stories and dreamed of Earth. Old leaders feared the quiet ones, who spoke calmly, but held weapons the size of moons. In the shadows of space, above a dead star. For world ships met in a dark orbit. They weren't celebrating. They were planning inside the largest one. Tightness, the AI spoke. Phase 2 is ready. The next empire may strike soon. A voice answered. Let them, the galaxy, must learn. And back on Earth, deep in a mountain vault, a secret room opened. Inside, a man walked through rows of frozen chambers. Inside each one, old warriors, old thinkers, heroes from a forgotten time. The man stopped at one pod. He whispered, It's almost time. The eyes inside the pod opened, bright, red, awake. The council had accepted Earth. But not everyone agreed. Across the stars, some empires were afraid, others were angry, and one was ready for war. The Droken supremacy was an old and proud empire. Its people believed in power and nothing else. They ruled with fire and fear. To them, peace was weakness, and Earth's rise was an insult. The supreme lord of Droken, Varzel the Iron Flame, watched the council meeting from his war palace. He slammed his fist on the table. These humans, he growled, they hide like cowards, then appear like gods. Now the galaxy bows to them. He stood. We will show them the true meaning of war. The Droken fleet was massive. 15 battle cruisers, 7 flame barges, a black dreadnought with a sun-killer core. But they didn't head for Earth. They aimed at Mars. Mars was Earth's oldest colony, peaceful.com mostly. Scientists and families. Droken saw it as an easy target. If they struck Mars, Earth would break, so they thought. As the Droken fleet jumped through space, Earth detected it, but Earth didn't send a fleet, not even a single ship instead. Earth sent silence. On Mars, people were told to go underground. Families moved into shielded tunnels. Children were calm. They had trained for this. One small child looked up at her mother and asked, Will the world ships come? The mother smiled and said, They're already here. The Droken fleet arrived in Mars orbit. Everything looked easy. No defense platforms, no shields, just red sand and quiet cities. VARs all laughed. This is Earth's strength. Pathetic. He raised his hand. Fire. The dreadnought charged its core. It aimed at the largest Martian city. But just before it fired, everything stopped. The Droken ships froze. Engines failed. Weapons shut down. Their dreadnought began to crack. From the inside, screams filled the halls. They tried to move, but space itself held them still. And then, the shadows appeared. From behind Mars, from inside asteroids, and from dark spots in space, world ships came out of hiding. 5 of them, each one bigger than the last. No lights, no weapons showing, just black. quiet giants, and one red eye. On each, they surrounded the Droken fleet like silent judges. A voice spoke. Not from a speaker, not from a screen, but directly into the minds of every Droken commander. You attacked civilians. You did not listen. This is your consequence. The Droken dreadnought cracked in half. No explosion, no sound, just dust. The rest of the fleet blinked out. Like lights turned off, gone. Earth did not speak to the galaxy. They didn't celebrate. They didn't even explain. But a quiet message was sent to the Council. We protect what is ours. In the Council Hall, Chancellor Rithus received the news. Droken is silent, an aide said. Rith has sat down slowly. They struck first, he whispered. Earth didn't even blink. On Droken's homeworld, panic spread. People looked at the sky, afraid of the dark, afraid of shadows that might move. VARs. Oh, it's never returned. Some say he was taken. Some say he was shown the future and lost his mind. But the Droken supremacy ended that day. Back on Earth, in the mountain vault, the frozen warriors were waking up. One by one, red eyes opened in the darkness. Old generals, old legends, men and women from Earth's hidden past. A voice spoke. In the chamber, our time has come. The galaxy is watching. Let them see who we really are. And in space, the 5 world ships faded again. Back into the shadows. Not to hide, but to wait, because more empires were watching, and Earth knew. They would come next. The galaxy was changing. The old empires were falling quiet. The weak were watching closely, and everyone now knew one thing. Earth was not what it seemed. In dark rooms and war councils, alien leaders whispered. How did they do it? They get that power? Do they have more of those ships? The answer was yes. But ships were just the beginning. Beneath the ice of Antarctica, inside the burning core of Mercury, in orbit around Saturn's silent moons, Earth had something even more dangerous than world ships. Hidden armies in a sealed underground chamber called Vault Prime. Earth's secret defense, Athena Protocol, woke fully. Her voice echoed in the steel halls. Phase 3. Activated. Deploy the Sentinels. Across the solar system, hatches opened. From them came machine stall. Fast. Silent. Not robots, not drones, but sentient AI soldiers designed for one purpose. Stop war before it begins. Each sentinel was 7 feet tall, black armor, no face, only a glowing blue light in the center of its head. They didn't speak. They moved like ghosts, and they could not be hacked because they weren't controlled by one brain. They were the brain. A shared network. A living code. One mind. In many bodies, thousands of sentinels moved silently through space. They landed on moons, entered orbit. They didn't attack. They didn't destroy. They simply stood and watched. And across the galaxy, panic spread again on the gas world Thraxis. The leaders of a minor empire prepared for invasion they had stolen. Earth Tech tried to copy it. They built fake world ships with weak engines, and they were caught. The Sentinels arrived in the night. No weapons fired. No cities bombed. Instead, every computer in the Empire froze. Screens showed only 3 words. Stop. Return. Apologize. The Thraxis Empire did. They surrendered their ships, burned the stolen data, and sent a message to Earth, we are sorry. But not everyone listened. The Gorthan Syndicate, a pirate empire, saw Earth's calm as weakness. They struck 3 Earth mining ships near Jupiter they thought no one would notice. They were wrong. Within 2 hours, 10 stealth walkers, Earth's oldest hidden weapons arrived. They were built like shadows, cloaked in bending light, able to slip between shields and matter. Each one carried only one tool, a code, a living virus when they entered Gorthan's battle station. No alarms went off, no battles were fought. The walkers simply walked through the halls, and then every weapon melted, every ship stopped, Every pirate slept. The code erased all data, ended all weapons, and shut down the syndicate. Forever, the galaxy held its breath. What was Earth's goal? Why didn't they conquer? Why didn't they rule? In a deep space conference, a council of young alien leaders met in secret. They called it the New Path Alliance. And for the first time, K-Human was there. He didn't speak at first. He just listened. Then he stood up and said, Earth doesn't want to lead. We want to survive, to grow, to be free. We've built our power not to control others, but to protect ourselves from those who would. He looked around the room. If you want peace, we will help you. If you want war, he didn't finish. He didn't need to. Back on Earth, in Vault Prime. More red lights turned green, more units awakened. They were older than the Sentinels, hidden for 200 years. Their name was simple, Guardians. They weren't machines. Weren't human anymore. They were something in between. Biotech. Flesh mixed with steel. Brain with code built from Earth's best soldiers, frozen in time, wakened only when the world was ready. Now they opened their eyes. One said softly, Is it time? The AI answered, Soon, the last empire prepares to strike. You will protect the stars. And in the deep silence of space, 3 world ships aligned. They sent one silent message to every corner of the galaxy. We were quiet. You laughed. Ow. Now we stand. The galaxy had changed. Empires were silent. The stars felt colder. Everyone was watching Earth, waiting, wondering would they strike next. Would they take over? But Earth didn't move. In the shadows of deep space, Earth's world ships stood still. Sentinels watched from moons and dark orbits. The Guardians stayed hidden, waiting below the surface of lifeless planets. There was no war, no attack, only silence. And one question filled every alien's mind. Why hasn't Earth taken control? On the shattered world of Zelvar, a child asked her grandfather, What do humans want? The old alien, who had lived through 3 wars, whispered, They don't want control. Then why are they so strong? Looked up at the stars. They had to be. In Vault Prime, beneath the Earth's crust, the AI known as Athena sent a signal. It was short, peaceful. The message was sent to every corner of the galaxy, to every empire, station, moon, and ship, even to the lost colonies far beyond. The Outer Rim. The message was the same, and it spoke in many languages at once. We came in peace. You ignored us. You asked for friendship. You gave us chains, so we watched. We learned. We waited. We do not want your worlds. We do not want your thrones. We only want to be left alone. But if you come with fire, we'll answer with silence, and your fire will vanish. The message ended. No threat, no demand, just truth. And the galaxy understood. Back on the council world, Chancellor Rithus sat alone in his private chamber. He watched the stars on his ceiling. He whispered to himself, They never wanted to rule. They just refused to kneel. He stood, walked to his desk, and wrote a single order. From this day forward, Earth is not an enemy. Earth is not a colony. Earth is a guardian of peace. On Earth, the people lived simple lives. Children played in green parks. Farmers worked their fields. Writers told stories. And far above, high in orbit, the world ships floated silently, watching over them like ancient gods. But they were not gods. They were warnings. In a quiet observatory on Pluto's dark side, a lone scientist looked at the stars. She smiled. It worked, she said. Her assistant asked, What worked? She replied, We didn't win the galaxy with war. We won with discipline, with patience, with silence. We became the monsters they feared, so we would never have to be monsters at all. Then somewhere far beyond the edge of the known galaxy, a ship received Earth's message. It wasn't from this galaxy. It wasn't from this time. It read the signal. It paused, and it turned around. The stars would never forget the story of Earth, the planet that was mocked. the people who were called. Weak, and the ships that erased empires without a sound, because in the end, Earth didn't conquer the galaxy. It taught the galaxy to be quiet, and in that quiet, there was finally peace.